All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into an absolute masterclass on a literal giant of modern Indian art, Amrita Sher-gil. Now, if you're gearing up for art history exams, entrance boards, or honestly, if you just want a rapid-fire, high-yield breakdown of one of the 20th century's most important painters, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to lock down the crucial dates, her signature styles, and the record-breaking market facts you absolutely need to know. Okay, let's just quickly look at our roadmap for today. We've got 5 core modules, her origins as the Indian Frida Kahlo, that massive artistic transition, the key masterpieces you've got to memorize, her staggering auction record, and finally, the crucial Navratna exam fact. So I want you to consider this defining statement. She said, "Europe belongs to Picasso, Matisse, Braque. India belongs only to me." Just let that sink in for a second. Read it, absorb it, and really let it act as a powerful mnemonic hook for everything we're about to cover. She actually wrote this in a letter to a friend, and it perfectly establishes Sher-gil's fierce, undeniable dedication to her Indian roots. It was the exact moment she really claimed her artistic destiny. Let's jump right into Section 1, the Indian Frida Kahlo, focusing on her origins and training. To understand why people constantly call her the Indian Frida Kahlo, we really have to look at her life of, well, fierce contrasts. Born in Budapest in 1913. Let's get that right. Born in 1913 to a Hungarian mother and a Sikh aristocrat father, Sher-gil had this incredibly rich transcultural Indo-Hungarian heritage. She trained at the super prestigious École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, just fully soaking up European post-impressionism. But despite that elite European pedigree, her ultimate focus, her true calling, became the everyday rural people of India. She completely shifted her lens from the fancy salons of Paris to the villages of Punjab in the south, which really mirrors how Kahlo embraced her indigenous heritage. Moving right along to Section 2, the artistic transition. So how exactly does a Paris-trained prodigy become the literal mother of modern Indian art? Let's track her timeline. And hey, these are your goldmine exam dates right here. 1913, we get her birth in Budapest. 1930, she joins the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, where she actually wins a gold medal for her painting young girls. But 1934, that's the pivot. That is the year she returns to India, just driven by this intense longing to reconnect with her roots. And finally, 1937, she takes a South Indian tour and visits the ancient Ajanta and Ellora caves. I can't stress this enough. This 1937 trip is the catalyst that changes Indian art history forever. Seriously, grab your pens and write this down because this is exactly what examiners are looking for. The Ajanta and Ellora awakening. Standing right there before those ancient frescoes, Sher-gil realized classical Indian art had a structural design that totally rivaled the European Renaissance. It was a game changer. She completely transformed her technique. She adopted these flattened forms, a flowing linear rhythm, and most importantly, this deep, earthy color palette. We're talking intense terracotta reds, rich ochres, mustard yellows, and really dark greens. She basically ditched that atmospheric European lighting for the vibrant, saturated hues of India. All right, Section 3. Analyzing key masterpieces. We're kind of going to slow the pace down just a beat here because you absolutely need to visually and textually memorize these specific titles. Here's your hit list. First up, 3 Girls, painted in 1935. It shows her 3 nieces sitting together with this quiet, contemplative dignity, which was a massive departure from the romanticized, almost fairy tale depictions of Indian women at the time. Second, you have got to know the 1937 South Indian Trilogy. Now, this is a grouping of 3 monumental paintings, Bride's Toilet, Brahmacharis, and South Indian villagers going to market. Make sure you memorize how these are grouped because they represent the absolute peak of her post-Ajanta artistic synthesis. And honestly, just look at this. It brilliantly illustrates exactly what we've been talking about. Notice those intense, earthy terracotta reds from her 1937 era, specifically like what you'd see in Bride's Toilet. Check out those bold brushstrokes and the profound psychological complexity right there in the subject's face. The really crucial takeaway here is that Sher-gil wasn't painting some joyful, idealized fantasy. No way. She was capturing the raw, somber, emotional depth, the quiet endurance, and the real psychological weight of Indian womanhood. It's modernist, it's deeply empathetic, and it's totally revolutionary. Okay, let's ramp the energy back up for Section 4, the auction record. We are officially stepping out of the art history textbooks and into the staggering reality of the modern global art market. Just Look at that number, 61.8 crore rupees. That's 7.44 million US dollars. To put that into perspective, this is an absolute must-know foundational fact for understanding her legacy today. So here are the exact details you need to lock this down. The painting is called The Storyteller, and yup, it was painted during that same magical year of 1937. It sold at a saffron art auction in September 2023, and when that hammer fell, it officially made this piece the most expensive Indian artwork ever sold globally. Her transcultural hybridity, her unbelievable skill, and, her tragically short life. She died when she was just 28 years old. All of that has made her works the absolute ultimate prize for high-end art collectors worldwide.
Which perfectly tees up our final study module, Section 5, the Navratna Exam Fact. Now, you might be wondering, if her art is so incredibly valuable, why aren't these paintings being traded globally every single day? Well, the answer comes down to a very specific legal designation. Amrita Sher-gil is officially classified as a Navratna artist. Navratna translates to the 9 gems. Basically, this is an elite pantheon of 9 master artists. Think legends like Raja Ravi Varma and Rabindranath Tagore, whose works collectively defined the whole trajectory of Indian modernism. Because of their immense cultural importance, the Indian government actually declared their works irreplaceable national art treasures. And here is the so what, the connection that ties the history straight to the economics. Under the 1972 Antiquities and Art Treasures Act, it is strictly prohibited to export any of Amrita Sher-gil's artwork out of India. Literally, if a painting is in India, it stays in India, period. This law guarantees her work remains in the country for public study and heritage, but it also creates extreme global scarcity for the handful of paintings that were already outside the country before 1972. That precise legal scarcity is exactly what drives those massive, record-breaking auction prices we just looked at. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought to ponder. How did Amrita Sher-gil's unique transcultural hybridity, that amazing blend of Parisian modernism and ancient Indian aesthetics, fundamentally shape the future of modern art? And when you look into the quiet, melancholic gaze of her subjects, what truths about dignity and human endurance can we still learn today? She didn't just paint India, she claimed it, she elevated it, and she challenged us to truly see it. Keep those dates and masterpieces fresh in your mind, and you are absolutely going to crush your exams. Until next time, stay focused and keep exploring.